My name is Benjamin Hackman. I am a poet, and I am doing a series of audio theatrical adaptations of my ongoing body of poetry entitled The Benji Poems.
Let go of me, Benji, you're a burden. There aren't enough belts in the world to counterweigh your yanking. My pants, thank you, are fine. Just the way they are, and if I wanted them, down they would be, with a woman I doubt would want you any more than I do there, yanking at my pants and sucking your thumb. Why the hell are you crying, for fuck's sake, like some sissy? Let go of the cart, kid, it's not a ride.
In terms of wanting to do the Benji Poems themselves, in a lot of respects, it was a project that I started doing when I was 18, and I've been trying for 7-8 years now to try and finish and wrap my head around, and it's a long process. So in terms of an inspiration for it, the inspiration is just to understand myself and the circumstances for how I became who I am, and also a desperate attempt to both understand, discover, and express those aspects of my life that are not mature. Let me start that again. What I mean to say is, I want to understand why I respond to certain things the way I respond to them when I know intellectually that it's irrational and immature and not particularly progressive in anything that would ever help me in my life, yet I still feel compelled to continue to respond in a way such as that.
It feels very disconnected, but yeah, I think it's okay. It's funny because I've been going over it and being more sort of emotionally involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels very disconnected, but it feels very, like, listening to it back, it sounds like very straightforward. Which, if that's the sound that you're going for, I think it sounds...
I feel like if we're going to go with that sound, I think that we should play into it more.
Yeah. Dig into it a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
The stage is without set.
I would hope that this would offer people a kind of blueprint for how they can make these journeys and discoveries on their own, and how they can start mapping out their own inner children and their own, if people have experienced trauma, they can start addressing that. If people have experienced, deep feelings of loneliness, whatever the situation might be, even if people had a perfectly wonderful childhood that they, for whatever reason, don't want to come out of, it's a good building block, and it's a good, at least for me, it's been a really good opportunity to clarify some of this gunk in the head.
Between your smile and my eye bags and beard, that cashier won't have a clue if we're big or Benji.
Well, I'll give you two answers, and the first one is financially, and I think it's really important to talk about that, especially in a culture that's losing more and more funding for the arts. Having, a modest amount of financial support really makes this kind of work possible. But on top of that, the idea that it's given me a sense of confidence and an emotional feeling of support as well, because to know that there are, a group of jurors who said, this is important work, it deserves to be funded. I have a sense of professionalism, and what I mean by that is, a group of people who believe in you enough to fund you. You get to say to a group of actors, there's a group of people who believed in me enough to fund me. Would you like to work with me on this? And it gives it a sense of like, this is real, this is going to happen, this isn't some, it's DIY, but it's not like super DIY. It gives it a sense of value, I guess. And because the subject matter is so sensitive, it's given me the opportunity to be able to sit down with a group of people, i.e. my actors, and speak very candidly about really big issues. I don't think I would have been able to do that without that kick in the pants from Q.
An audience arrived, and in the time preceding the first dimming of the house lights, he has changed his costume several times, been replaced by other players who are not there and are, as if they never were there.
Try it with the headphones on, just experience, or go up to the mic and just experience it. It's totally different.
Oh,
Very responsive, isn't it?
totally. Whoa, that's really strange. Okay.
Wait till people laugh. Your brain will explode.
Okay. I feel like I'm in like a
Don't laugh.
I'm in an alternate world right now.
The stage is without set, matte black and too tiny for the child, who in spotlight stands center stage.
Yeah, that's fucking perfect.
It's really good in these because I can hear
Good.
it
You
perfectly.
sound fucking great.
Okay.
Okay.
All the way through?
Yeah, let's
Until
do it
you
all the way
stop it.
through.
For the child.
Any spotlight staying center stage.
Blankly, is it
Blankly
staring at.
It's the giggle at the end.